Silent Hill 3 is an iconic horror game released in 2003 that wowed people with its slow, methodical gameplay as you take the main character Heather through a nightmare filled with mature themes, questionable zombie designs, and incredibly dark malls. Oh, what's that? It's too dark, you say? Well, today I will show you how to beat one of the endings in just under 20 minutes. See, Silent Hill games are notable, apart from being incredibly rare to obtain now thanks to a certain company, in that they have multiple endings, with one called the UFO or Revenge ending. Now, normally this ending takes around 2 hours to beat, but with some out-of-bounds trickery, we can reach it way earlier. Now, the idea of this run is that you have to defeat over 31 enemies. Yes, it's a weird number, but 31, and not just with any weapon, but yes, the Heather Beam, which you unlock after killing 333 monsters during your entire playthrough of the game. Now, I know you're itching for me to get to the speedrun, but I gotta clarify some things. This is actually the PC version of the game, because honestly, I don't think the PS2 version will look that good in a showcase video, and most runners use the PC one, but you probably have noticed it's not that easy to obtain. But if you know where to look, and after a full day of hammering the computer, I got it to work. But this also means that I'm using a keyboard and mouse in a game that requires tank controls, meaning the camera is fixed and you press 2 buttons to turn Heather around. Now, on default, this is bizarrely Q and E, with AD being the strafe keys, which when pressed together with turning, will snap Heather 90 degrees in that direction. I actually didn't use it that much and don't know why I didn't remap the Q and E key, but hey, it's too late. It's in my muscle memory. So here's a look at my key bindings, where I did change the quick save and load, 2 very important keys to help Heather escape the horrors of that world. Now, just one more thing before we start. You want to make sure you enable beginner mode in the options, which you unlock by dying 3 times on easy. This will cause enemies to melt under the beam, but we still want to pick normal due to how it spawns the enemies. Anyway, we start New Game Plus, which skips the intro scene of Heather in that theme park, and you hold forward and press spacebar to interact with the window. Now turn right and follow this long side alley with 2000 slow rock playing in the background. Enter the store and follow the hall to the right. Hard turn left to the shutter where a cutscene plays. Skip to immediately see a dead enemy, and that Heather is now fully loaded. Don't worry, she doesn't like guns today. Press right to turn and then enter this door, make your way to the exit, hold left and up the stairs and outside where the first enemy encounter is. But like I said, she doesn't like guns, so just run around this little creature. Now head to this room and admire the low quality bread, fully attempt a snap turn to pick up these tongs, then head back past the enemy again into this room. Totally get freaked out by the audio design making you think someone is stomping about in your ceiling. Now open the inventory, unequip the gun since you know she doesn't like it, and then use the tongs to pick up a key. Now press A and D together to do a quick turn and head outside for a surprise! The monsters have multiplied. So as you exit, get your weapon ready, where you'll press and hold the ready button and then hold the fire button, which for me was right and left mouse click. And this is how you're going to kill all the enemies for this run. Hold fire and move about to kill 3 of them, ignoring the questionable blood color, and head back to the main room. Do note that you can also kill this guy if you want more safety, but if you follow the ones I did, you should easily clear the 31 number required for the ending. Plus, he's so adorable. However, keep in mind that some enemies do like to pretend to be dead, meaning that you could screw up your run. So if you doubt yourself anytime, like maybe you run past and you're like, I don't know if he's dead, maybe, you can pick up some safety ones here and there. Now shuffle past this big dude and enter the bookstore, mashing enter and spacebar in any room that needs a key because you'll help skip the text, where we now reach the only puzzle room, where you need to pick up books to find a code for the door. However, Heather doesn't like to read, and just these 2 books you can mostly infer the code. Some numbers do appear as others, and this is always randomized each run, so try the combinations you think is correct and proceed, skipping a granny cutscene before heading into the elevator. You want to scooch over here to make it easier to pick up the radio before heading out, pressing right and then lasering the dogs off camera. If done correctly and with good RNG spawn, you will get 2. Grab this one and head around the right side this way, past these big dudes, into this room where you'll pick up a flashlight, as this game has a thing where if you need some item to progress, you'll have to backtrack a lot. Now exit to the left and then the shutter on the right, and grab the coat hanger before heading back the way you came, and praying you got a good RNG spawn, because that's not what I got here. The big guys aren't too much of a trouble since they attack very slowly, but they will body block you if they sense your presence. We run around the corner into this room and at the table, use the coat hanger to grab the ladder down, or Heather to begin the first out-of-bounds skip. So up these escalators, the game will change the camera angle at a point, and at this juncture you want to equip the transformation costume, where once equipped, you realize this isn't a Western horror game, it's incredibly anime. Now this is one of the hardest skips. Some runs took me over 2 minutes to get correctly, but you need to have the transformation on the frame that the camera changes, and if all good, the camera will fade as the magical anime powers push Heather under the map. Now there's no real indication on where to go, and I got lost a lot. Curse you, car park. But I found that if you turn right twice like this and hold forward for ages, maybe tapping left slightly here and there, you'll find the exit. Now you're still under the map, however the devs left the door trigger here too, so just bash space at this point to continue forward into the subway section. Unequip the costume, as this will actually change your Heather beam to Sexy Beam, which has a different rate of fire. Also do note that these beams are based on your stamina. If you find her shooting nothing, you have to let Heather catch her breath because it's tiring being an anime girl. Then continue down the stairs to the right till you find the platform laser the dog's using. Also a question, what is she actually saying? Is it Heather Beam? Because all I hear is... Let me know below as I explain the next out of bounds skip, where you're going to want to run onto the tracks and at the last possible frame, press quick save. And I mean the last possible frame because you can't save while jumping. Then after she lands, mash quick load, and then on the frame you notice it start to load, hold the ready button. This is right click for me, but I have it also mapped to the B button. So W, R, mash T, and then hold B. Also works more effectively the further away you are from these stairs, and if done right, Heather will teleport to the left, and you want to hold forward a couple of seconds before a few left presses till you see this and work your way to get to the other side. Hold forward and ignore the camera wonking out as you now have reached this platform, but you're kinda trapped. Well, this wall says otherwise. However, as I learned, if you continue to the train section, it actually stays invisible since you kinda broke the game. But don't worry, just quick save and load here to fix it. Pop out onto the tracks, touch the door for a dog jump scare, make quick work of them three before the train arrives, hop on the platform and make your way back using the key to the front of the train. Now this is probably the easiest section. You just hold forward and in 2 carriages defeat 2 sets of enemies for a total of 4, ignoring this big guy, and then out the door you go. Heading down to the worst paint job I've ever seen, maybe purple would have been a better choice. Head through this door and immediately hold left, then fire the laser to defeat 3 more enemies and head on, ignoring this room but then kill the 3 here, making sure to aim around the corner with your aimbot. Then ignore these enemies to head out into the hallway to pick up the wine bottle. Don't worry, Heather isn't old enough to drink, but head out back to wipe out 3 more enemies before this room with 3 more bug ones. Then as you enter this room, head to the second right, then fill the wine bottle with oil from this machine, which some people would say would improve the taste. But exit to kill the 4 enemies here, then into the first right turn you skipped before pouring the oil into the machine and turning it on. This now lets us enter the sewers and down we go heading until we find this room. And you want to move around here for the next skip that uses saves and loads. And I will say I kind of found it hard to make it save consistently. Maybe the area was too small, but sometimes quick turning would help. But if done correctly after holding B, you will zoom out of here just a little bit. Now you may be thinking, wow, this isn't that great, but turn around and head parallel to this wall until this point and turn slightly left and keep moving forward. You'll find this door in this hallway, and that's the skip. I also found that if you do get lost, you can just press quick load and then hold B again to go back to that clip spot. No need to do that skip again. I checked the rules and they do say you can use quick loads to go out of bounds, but I'm not too sure if this is okay. As in, once you get lost, you have to restart the whole run again, or you can just go back to the spot easily. But don't worry, on my best attempt, I didn't get lost. Now head up through this ladder and you're finally outside. Don't hold your breath as you'll now go back inside up these stairs, ignoring the game's amazing audio design scares. We're in this room on the top floor. Heather will push the mattress into the hole for her to jump through, then head outside for the worst sound ever, past these planks into this room on the right, and navigate your way through the rooms. And I found this cues really helped. You got the purple image here, then the dance studio, straight into this room to pick up the rope, then back out and right to the exit door with the stairs. Now you're on the 3rd floor and you want to head up to the 5th into the auto repair room, avoiding these enemies, grabbing the jack, heading out to the opposite door and back through the exit, down the stairs back to the 3rd floor where all the doggos are gone, and you got to use the jack and rope on this opening in the elevator to climb on down. Then head around the elevator block, as I will mention that yes, the timer has gone over 20 minutes. But of course the runs use the official in-game time, and since I couldn't get the auto splitter to work, the completed time will be at the results screen, which I'll show you at the very end, as this game actually does pause the time in cutscenes and when you're opening doors. Anyway, we enter the echo room through this door, straight past this bathtub, and then talk to the other one, which will bleed, not purple blood, as Heather Heather awakes in the other world. While heading through these two doors, you encounter the worst enemy that will grab you onto the floor, so avoid it. Rushing to the elevator, pressing the button for the 4th floor, where you will do the final skip, using the save load function on this ledge, pressing save just as Heather does the almost full animation. And I found that it was way easy if you press quick turn, then load and hold B to skip through this wall, and you're going to want to head in this general direction. Now this is where I found it was kind of hard out of bounds. You want to be traveling in a way that the camera will track to this side of Heather, and then show you this room with the chain to the left side. However, I kept ending up here, which is actually perfectly fine since you just turn around and it's the same place. And now use the coin on the vending machine for a key, exit avoiding another jump scare, and head through this door, down the elevator to the 1st floor, where you use that key and defeat the final 2 enemies of the run. But be careful, sometimes they will spawn just around the corner. Head into the room, skip through the reading because Heather is illiterate, exit to the right into this room, go to the bluish door on the left and follow the street to this alleyway till you find your apartment complex, as we've almost finished the run. Head into room 102 with time ending as the cutscene plays, indicating we have defeated over 31 enemies. As you now see Heather's dad, the MC from Silent Hill 2, and an alien, in your house where Heather recounts the horrors of Silent Hill before the alien gets mad at this and destroys Silent Hill. Then they sing the Silent Hills song. What an ending. But with that, my time was 20 minutes. Top 10 out of 7 runs. But it's crazy to think that I could improve this by 7 whole minutes, mostly with better movement, not forgetting where to go and getting lost in the void, and also getting all the 4 skips on the first try. But as someone who never played horror games, this was so exhilarating learning this run and actually improving my time with every attempt. And I mean, it's not that scary with the monsters like this. And everything I learned will be linked in the description, from the GDQ runs of the game, to the speedrun tutorial helping with movement, to a run that showed the keyboard on screen helping me learn the button presses, and this video explaining the out of bounds skips. Let me know what game I should try out next, and check out the other runs I have on this channel. Subscribe if you're new, because I would love this small time channel to become a big thing, as I'm finding it so fun learning about all these speedruns from very different games. So until then, I shall see you on the next video.